I say, hey, do you like coffee? She says, yeah, I love coffee. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. We mesh on something. Do you want to get coffee sometime? So she texts back and she says, this isn't going to work for me. We have different approaches slash principles to dating, and I'm not going to waste our time any further. And she blocked me.
Hi guys!
Welcome back, guys. We got a good one today.
We're going to be talking about a coffee date, so let's just get into it.
This is why you should never accept a coffee date for a first date. Perhaps it sounds convenient to you because you don't need to spend a whole evening with a stranger you may not like. But a guy who just invites you for coffee shows such low effort, it almost shows as if he's not interested in getting to know you. As if he says, let that girl prove herself first before I'm willing to take her out for dinner.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But let me tell you what this says about you. If you accept a coffee date, that actually shows that you accept the bare minimum, and that shows how you see yourself. Because if you don't see yourself as being worthy of something more than just a coffee, how can he be convinced? The purpose of dating is to meet new people, and maybe to meet a potential boyfriend while having fun. But a coffee date doesn't sound like fun. It sounds more like a job. Okay, I'll go sit there for half an hour, see if he's worth it, see if I like him, and then we're talking. And then it's the coffee date that becomes a waste of time, because how much can you get to know somebody in half an hour to an hour? Let him take you out for dinner and enjoy it, and never forget you're a free woman. If you don't like the guy, kindly excuse yourself and leave.
Wow.
What did you think of that one?
First of all, I would like to mention something. If you're going on a date with someone for the first time, isn't it going to be weird to go and sit in a restaurant and have a conversation and everyone's looking at you? What if you didn't like him? Are you just going to get up and leave in the middle of like eating food?
I mean, people do that, but yeah.
That is very disrespectful.
The
What
first,
I think is coffee date would be much better because it's just a casual coffee you're grabbing, and if you didn't like it, you'll be like, all right, well, I guess I just gotta head out. But like a
yeah.
big dinner and let's sit and a server comes, it's just doesn't
She
make
said,
sense.
I agree. She said low effort, but in reality, it's like, it's very, because it's low effort, it's also easier to step away from. Because as she said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sit down, job interview 30 minutes, and then that's it. Well, the thing is, it doesn't have to be 30 minutes. If you really like that person, then guess what? Maybe you order another coffee, or maybe you take your coffee and you go for a walk around the park nearby, or you go
Exactly.
walk around the block and you talk. The whole point is to get to know the other person. It's not to see how much money we're going to spend on food, and that's the effort into how much you want to get to know me. That doesn't make any
It's
sense.
just the first step. You want to know if you actually like him first.
Yeah,
You want to continue for a second date? I don't
yeah.
know. This is
You
crazy.
can always extend the date. You can always go do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe you get your coffee and you're like, okay, you know what? Let's go do something else now. Let's go for a walk. Let's go get an ice cream. Let's go. I don't know. You can just go do anything really that you want
Anything.
to go do. So I just find
Yeah,
it weird that
that is weird.
I think that's weird behavior.
And I didn't like how she was like, it's a bare minimum. If you want someone to take you on a dinner, that means, first of all, you're just looking at the person as a bill, like a money.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you don't care about anything. You just want to have that dinner. No,
You're materialistic.
there you go.
You're just
That's what I wanted to
expecting
say.
for people to buy stuff for you and
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Unless
And not get to know the real you, which that's the whole point, to get to know each other.
Yeah, except if you actually are looking for someone, like getting to know someone, you're okay with just like even a casual walk to get to know them and see if you like them.
I have a feeling that this one is just gonna end up alone. The one who's on this video. If you're all about chasing the money, then you're not really trying
Yeah.
to invest in learning about the other person. You don't care, you only care about how much they're gonna spend on you.
Mhm.
That's not love, that's not getting to know someone. That's
You're gonna stay single.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the comments under the video
Yeah.
to see some of the
To see.
reactions from what was said.
Wow.
Okay. First comment. If I didn't accept a coffee date, we wouldn't be married for 46 years now.
See?
See? Next guy. Disagree. I asked the woman of my dreams for a coffee first date. 16 years marriage, 4 kids, and we're a highly educated power couple. Coffee is a good start.
There you go.
See, I don't think anyone's really agreeing with this. I don't think. This person said coffee dates sound even smarter to me after hearing this.
Look at the next one. Man, stay single. That's the best advice. I mean, he's right.
These posts are great to point out specific red flags to show my 2 sons. It's real.
Mm-hmm.
It's helping educate people. Like this is messed up. You have girls and men both disagreeing with this because it just doesn't
I
make
like that
sense.
girl. I can buy my own food. I don't need a stranger to buy me food. Coffee date is fine.
Yeah. I mean, you can say the same thing about coffee, but it's just like, yeah,
I mean, yeah, why would you
it's
look at someone
it's
like money?
all
Like,
dates. They should all come down to personal preference. And I feel like if you discover something that they like, and it's like, okay, let's go do this as a first date.
mm-hmm.
You like to read books? Okay, let's go to Barnes and Noble, browse the book section, and just talk and get to know each other,
There
right?
you
Like,
go.
there's so many other things you can do that are cheaper, free, whatever, and you actually get to genuinely invest and learn about the other person, and you don't need to spend $300 on a dinner. Like, seriously.
They just are looking for free money, I guess. I mean, free dinner.
Free dinner. Okay, let's see what this guy has to say about it.
Ladies, let's talk about if he asks you out on a coffee date for that first date. Welcome to the Daddy Academy. I'm on my hot girl latte coffee walk right now, so I feel like a fitting time to talk about this subject. A first date coffee date is low investment. Okay, it's low interest, not zero interest, but it's low interest. It is essentially using it as a gauge to sort of vet you prior to dropping, money on a dinner date with you. You're trying to see if you're kind of worth it. First date coffee date to me is not daddy energy. That's not a man that knows what he wants. He's putting feelers out, and the ones that he likes, then he'll drop the money and take you out to dinner. But like I said, if you've been dating for a little while, a coffee date is cute. A nice Sunday, hey, spontaneous, let's grab some coffees, go for a stroll in the park. Like, that's cute. Daddy approves of that. That's strong. But as a first date, unless you agree to the fact that you maybe want to meet each other in person real quick, get a quick coffee, and kind of just see if you vibe before moving forward, if you agree to that too, then that's totally fine. But if you're expecting like to be wooed and to have this magical first date and he's like, let's grab coffees, like, I don't like that. Daddy doesn't approve.
See, I think this guy knows his audience, and I think his audience is probably female. He's
There you
probably
go.
trying to target the women who are just like that previous woman in her video. They're trying to target a specific audience of people who would agree with that. So I feel like he knows his audience pretty well.
I agree
But
with you.
I do agree with the part with where he said that honestly it comes down to personal preference. Like if you want to do a coffee date and that's your preference, but there's so many other different types of dates you could go on for a first date.
Oh, yeah.
That could be a preference. A picnic in the park. You could
Yeah.
go to a
Let's
picnic, you
just
go
go
for a
ice
walk.
skating.
Let's go ice skate. Yeah, there's so many things you can do. It doesn't have to be do this or do that, like do a dinner or do coffee. You could go if you find out that the person you want to date with likes animals, you can go to a zoo or an aquarium for a first date. You could, if you find out that they like, I don't know, just anything.
Or
Just
anything.
anything that they
It
like. You
doesn't
could talk
have
to
to
them.
be a fancy dinner for the
Mhm.
first time. I mean,
Yep.
if you guys are going to date, you're gonna go on a lot of fancy dinners.
Yeah.
So,
Over time.
yeah, don't wait for like, oh, I need to go on a first date. Otherwise,
You need to spend
no,
$500 on me right now.
it's cheap. I'm not going.
Yeah. There's so many other things you can do that are fun too. You could go bowling, you could go mini golf. There's lots of
Yeah.
fun activities you can do that are not too pricey and still fun. And I mean, some activities could be pricey, but it's just like you don't have to spend a ton of money on a dinner because I feel like that's the expectation because a lot of people who are not just rejecting coffee dates, like it makes me think of the woman who rejected a guy because of
Mm-hmm.
what was the place he ate at? Oh, the Cheesecake Factory. They took him to the Cheesecake Factory. The girl kind of had like a fit about it and was like, "Man, I'm rejecting this guy because like I don't I deserve way above a
Oh
Cheesecake
my
Factory for a
God.
first date." So she rejected him.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Okay. You're recording me? Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. What's the problem with that? This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant? You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them. Oh yeah, I want to talk about it. Yeah. Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
It's just like it makes
So
me
you
think.
see,
It makes me think of that.
that girl is not looking for a relationship. She's
Yeah,
looking for someone who's rich
sugar
and
daddy
sugar
energy.
daddy.
Yep,
Yeah, materialistic. So
yep. Let's keep it moving. Let's get to the next one. Last video.
So my dating life is a joke. I can't even make this up anymore. Like I can't even make this stuff up. I'm talking to this girl. We're texting for a little bit. It's going well. I say, "Hey, do you like coffee?" She says, "Yeah, I love coffee." So in my mind, I'm like, "Okay, cool." We mesh on something. Do you want to get coffee sometime? So she texts back and she says, "This isn't going to work for me. We have different approaches slash principles to dating, and I'm not going to waste our time any further." And she blocked me. You just said you love coffee. What's wrong with getting coffee? Like, that is a easy way to talk, get to know somebody a little more,
start a
and just
relationship.
enjoy a warm or cold beverage with caffeine.
Yep.
He's right.
It's kind of what I was going back to earlier too. I was saying he figured out something she likes. He asked if that would sound like a good first date to meet each other and get to know each other, but
No,
no,
she blocked him.
not good enough. Gotta push out that money.
You have to, I
Don't
guess.
do that. Sorry, no first date.
Oh my God. I just can't
It's
believe
delusional.
I can't believe there are some females out there that they do that. Sometimes I feel bad that I'm a female when I see these things around. Because, I mean, come on. They probably didn't grow up in a good, like wealthy family. So that's why they're like trying to find like high class restaurants and stuff and get
Yeah.
it out of guys out there, you know?
And I'm sure there's also
If you
there's probably even another flip to this coin too, where women who are like this, who are saying it's low effort, they're not putting enough investment in, they might even be doing that because they might think that they're going with a guy who is trying to date as many women as possible. You know what I mean? And they're afraid they're a part of that whole list of women that they're going for. And they want to know that they're spending more money, so they're not spending more time with someone else, and they're actually because I've seen that too.
really
Yeah,
never thought about that.
but it's like they're almost like chasing guys who are just as toxic as they are, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
it's just like the toxic energy, they just attract each other, I
If a
guess.
guy likes you, I mean, for a
Yeah.
second day, for a third
Hmm.
day,
Yeah.
you guys want to spend more time, you're gonna go, I mean, to a
Yep.
restaurant that you want probably. So,
The point is to get to know each other, and it doesn't
hmm
have to stop at a coffee date.
no,
It doesn't have to stop at an ice cream date. You could keep going. You could go, like I was saying earlier. There's so many other things you can do. You can explore further.
that's true.
It's like I don't know why it's such a big thing where it's like, hey, he asked me on a coffee date.
Oh my
Boom,
God.
blocked, rejected, done.
I feel
Like
like some of these females, they probably that haven't seen a lot in their life.
maybe,
They're like, oh, I'm not going on a coffee date. I need a big restaurant. I need a fancy restaurant to go, you know?
yeah.
Well, let's look at some comments and see what people are saying under this one.
Okay. Coffee screams cheap. Lunch is an interview. Dinner is romance. Patty Stanger. Well, that person disagrees clearly. She's not cool with this.
No.
People who say that dates are cheap are the same people who ordered $400 worth of food at a restaurant and then wonder why the other person doesn't want to pay for their meal on the first date. That's that's true.
Yeah,
That's true. She's got a
makes
good point.
sense too.
Good for her. I don't do coffee dates either. Why am I going to spend 90 minutes getting ready for coffee?
90
Why do
minutes.
you have to spend 90 minutes
What
getting
are you
ready?
doing?
Jeez.
Beck says coffee dates and even ice cream dates are the best for the first dates.
Yeah, it's great way to get to know each other.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Someone else says coffee dates are cheap and low effort.
Like I said, sad mentality.
It's
Yeah, there's lots of good comments in here,
Oh,
both
yeah.
agreeing and disagreeing in this comment section. But it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think I don't know. At the end of the day, I think coffee dates are fun. I think any first date is fine, especially when you find common ground,
Oh,
something you both like.
look at this one right here. Coffee date is a no for me. The amount of money and effort I put in myself when I go out is worth much more than that. Wow.
Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the video we did on the drizzle, and the
Oh
guy's like,
gosh, yes.
$30 for my haircut, $50 for my beard oil. Like he was like trying to
Drizzle,
act
drizzle.
like woman. Drizzle.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Wow.
The guys are like, yeah, you got to take me out to dinner. You got to pay for the dinner. They're flipping the script. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think. If you think coffee dates are a fine first date or not, or
Yeah, just let
if
us
you
know in
think
the comments.
has to be a $300 dinner. Let us
Hmm.
know in the comments.
All
We'll
right.
be watching.
Have a good one.
Until next time, guys.